Hello there guys, welcome to another of my videos. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is desperate to make signings at Manchester United. Now, the summer transfer window has been open for almost 4 weeks now, and we have not yet made any signings in this summer transfer window. Now, it is very, very imperative that we do make signings because, like I've mentioned before, there is teams that are recruiting around us. Obviously, Chelsea, they've done very, very good business so far. They got Hakim Ziyech back in February for around £37 million. They got Timo Werner for around £48 million. They're looking to get Ben Chilwell. They're also looking to get Kai Havertz. Liverpool have just recently signed to Seekmas from Olympiacos for 13 million. Now they're looking to get Thiago. Arsenal, they've just recently got Willian on a free. Tottenham, they've just recently signed Holberg from Tottenham, and I think they also got Joe Hart on a free. Manchester City, they've made a few good signings so far. Got Ferran Torres from Valencia and Nathan Ake from Bournemouth. But I think at the end of last season, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer outlined his transfer plans and he's instructed our board to go and get his preferred targets. And I think he has said he wants Manchester United to make at least 3 signings in this summer transfer window. Because our expectations next season will be to challenge for the Premier League title. Because we want to be up there competing with the likes of Manchester City and Liverpool. And our expectations will be to win a trophy because we haven't won a major honour now for over 3 years. And that's the first time this has happened in like 31 years. I gave him a review, didn't I, on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first full season at the club, which was obviously last season. And I think he did pretty well because at the first part of last season, we enjoyed our worst start ever to a Premier League season. And at that point, Solskjaer was very close to getting sacked as Manchester United manager. But last season, Solskjaer exceeded most of his expectations. Obviously, he got us to 3 semi-finals. He got us to the FL Cup semi-final, got us to the FA Cup semi-final, and also got us to the Europa League semi-final. Also got us qualification for the Champions League. And I did say, didn't I, how important Champions League was for our players, attracting players and for the financial structure. I think we got an extra £70 million in revenue for getting qualification for the Champions League. And plus we finished 3rd, which I thought was a fantastic achievement. I was disappointed that we lost to Sevilla in the Europa League semi-final because I actually thought we dominated that game. We was just defensively shambolic, but I give you the main explanations why I was disappointed why, we didn't win the Europa League, because if we'd have won the Europa League, it would have put more confidence into the team. It would have been our first trophy under Solskjaer and it'd have ended our trophy drought. And I actually thought we was going to win the Europa League. But, there is a lot of players on our agenda, as you all know. And obviously Jayden Sancho now, he's one of the players on our agenda. Obviously Jayden Sancho is our number 1 priority target. Now I'll give you the news on Jayden Sancho on my recent video. The Daily Express have said that Manchester United and Jayden Sancho have agreed an Old Trafford contract, but no fee has yet come to an agreement. And like I've said, throughout the course of this Jayden Sancho transfer saga, it has been Borussia Dortmund's asking price that has been the stumbling block. Because obviously Borussia Dortmund have said that they want over £100 million. I think their valuation is around £108 million and they've been looking for like £90 million up front. But I think we're only willing to pay around £80 million. Now, obviously, it was looking very imminent that Sancho was going to be signing for Manchester United a few weeks ago because obviously Fabrizio Romano came out, who is a very reliable Italian journalist, and he's close to Man United. He said that negotiations between Man United and Dortmund were at an advanced stage, and he said that Sancho agreed personal terms with Man United, and he said he was set to sign a 5-year contract with a football club worth around £250,000 a week. And then obviously after that came out, he said that talks had broken down between Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, quite a few transfer experts have spoken about the Jayden Sancho transfer saga. Christian Falk's spoken about it a few times. James Cooper said recently that, Man United don't miss out on players that they intend on signing. He still believes, from his own perception, that Sancho wants to come to Manchester United. But as you all know, Borussia Dortmund's CEO recently, also to their sporting director Michael Zorg, they said that Sancho is staying at Dortmund and the decision is final. But Sancho's come out and said he's willing to wait another season if we cannot get a deal finalised in this summer transfer window. He did say a few days ago that we'd been given the green light from Dortmund to sign Sancho, so Dortmund have said if Sancho still wants to leave, they will not step in his way. But it is, the asking price that is a stumbling block, the agent fee, and the personal terms has also been a problem. Now, we've already made a promise to Sancho that we are willing to offer him the number 7. Obviously, he'd fulfill number 7 really, really well, and we have got number 7 vacant at the moment. And I've outlined the reasons why I want Sancho at Man United is because he's got a good friendship with Marcus Rashford. He's predominantly a right winger. Man United want a right winger. And he will dramatically improve us because Sancho has endured 3 good years with Borussia Dortmund. I think he has got a contract with them. Is it till 2022, 2023? Dortmund only paid 8 million for him from Man City back in 2017. So Dortmund got him for next to nothing. He did enjoy a few years at Manchester City, but the main explanation why he left Manchester City is because he did not get assured any first team opportunities, and before he was at City, he was at Watford. He was at Watford from the age of 7 to the age of 14. Now, obviously, we have been looking at a lot of alternatives to Sancho because there is much cheaper solutions in him. We have been looking at Douglas Costa from Juventus. There's been stories from Tutto Sports saying that, Douglas Costa is now available for £18 million, and it mentions we've put a £27 million bid in for him. We've also been looking at Kingsley Coman from Bayern Munich. We've recently been looking at David Brooks from Bournemouth. Reportedly, he's available for around £40 million. We've also been looking at Ousmane Dembele from Barcelona, Rabbi Matondo from Schalke, Thiago Almeida, Vinicius Jr. But it did say quite a few weeks ago that Borussia Dortmund come to accept the fact that Sancho wants to leave, so they were looking in the market for a replacement for him. There was looking at Memphis Depay from Lyon. There was looking at Rashica from Werder Bremen. And there was also looking at Jonathan Eacock from Lille. But, United fans have got different perceptions on this. Some United fans have fully disregarded Sancho coming in this summer transfer window, but some Man United fans still think, there's a possibility chance he could come in because we failed to sign him on the deadline. Because obviously, Dortmund said we had until the 10th of August to sign the player, and we've already missed out on 2 players under Solskjaer. We missed out on Erling Haaland, and we also missed out on Jude Bellingham. But if Sancho comes to the Premier League, I definitely do believe he will exceed expectations. And Dortmund have let quite a few of their players go to the Premier League in recent years. They let Christian Pulisic go, they let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang go, they let Ilkay Gundogan go, Mkhitaryan, they let Kagawa go at one point, There's other players that they've let go who didn't go to the Premier League, and that was Ousmane Dembele, Lewandowski and Matt Hummels. So, obviously, another one of the players on our agenda is Jack Grealish. Obviously, he's another one of our priority targets. Villa have revealed their asking price for Grealish. They've said that they want £80 million for him, and they do remain ruthless over their valuation. But from my own perception, I think £80 million is far too much for Jack Grealish. I think this is why we maybe try to include Romero as part of a swap deal of us getting Grealish. If Villa would have got relegated, then I would have fully assured Grealish would have left. But with Villa avoiding relegation, I think he could stay at Villa for this season. Obviously, on my recent video, I give you the breaking news on Gabriel Meghalas from Lille. There's been stories coming out, was it yesterday and this morning, saying that Man United, PSG, City and Napoli are all planning to hijack Arsenal's move for Gabriel Meghalas. I think it does say that Gabriel Meghalas has completed his medical with Arsenal and he has agreed a 5-year contract with them. And Arsenal are going to get him in the £20 million range. I think it's just over £22 million. So he is a cheap solution. But he said a 48-hour deadline's been set, for him, to decide on his next club. Now, what he said recently is totally contrast to what he said quite a few weeks ago, because quite a few weeks ago it said that Napoli were the favourites to sign Gabriel Meghalas. Napoli have already signed Victor Osimhen from Lille for around £45 million. I'd definitely take Gabriel Meghalas at Manchester United because, he's predominantly a centre-half. Man United want a centre-half, despite the fact that we've got 7 centre-halves in the team. But I think he'd do well alongside Maguire. Gabriel Meghalas has enjoyed a few years with Lille. I think he's made around 50-odd appearances for them. He's got a contract with Lille until 2023. Lille paid £1.5 million for him from Avia. And I think he had loan spells with Troyes and Dynamo Zagreb. But there's still a good chance that Arsenal could get him on the board. There's been a few centre-halves on our agenda. You already know the news regarding Donny van der Beek. I gave you the news regarding him the other day. He obviously says that Barcelona want to get him. On recent videos, well, I give you the breaking news on Harry Maguire, didn't I? Obviously was recently arrested in the Greek island of Meghalas or something like that. Mykonos, something like that. I probably didn't pronounce it right, but yeah, he was arrested for obviously attacking police, and also two other people were arrested. Like I said, Man United have released a statement on this, saying that there's been contact made with Harry Maguire, but he's fully cooperating with the Greek authorities, and no further comments will be made as yet. I think he has just recently appeared in court, as Harry Maguire. Obviously, Harry Maguire will stay at Manchester United. This season is his second season at the football club. Obviously, last season was his first season at the football club. I think he was up and down in his first season. Had some good games and he also had some bad games. We got Harry Maguire in a deal worth £80 million last summer from Leicester. So he's the second most expensive signing at the club, just behind Pogba, and he's the most expensive centre-half in the world. And like I've said, there's still things that Solskjaer's got to do at the football club rather than sign players. He's got to take the captaincy of Harry Maguire, because I don't think Harry Maguire is good enough to captain the team, because he doesn't really show that leadership. I think Solskjaer needs to give the captaincy to either Paul Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, because they are the ones that show, the leadership in the team. But we give the captaincy to Harry Maguire, reflecting on Ashley Young's departure in January. Now, like I've said to you, we need to get Paul Pogba a new long-term contract at the football club, so it obviously ends the uncertainty over his future. I think Paul Pogba will be at the football club for this season. I think his combination with Bruno Fernandes has been absolutely fantastic. So we've got to sort that out. I think now Solskjaer's made his goalkeeping decision. He obviously wants David De Gea to remain number one for this season. David De Gea has been our number one goalkeeper for several years. David De Gea has been a long servant at Manchester United. I think this season is going to be his 10th season at the club. He's obviously enjoyed 9 years with Man United, but like I've said to you before, I think De Gea's had 7 good years out of the 9 years he's been at the club, because in the last couple of years he has been a liability, reflecting on his calamitous mistakes. Solskjaer said he has been the best goalkeeper in the world for the last 9 or 10 years. We won't sell De Gea in this summer transfer window, but if we did, I think we'd probably get around £60 million for him. We paid just over £18 million for him from Atletico Madrid back in 2011. But I said to you, didn't I, when De Gea leaves Manchester United, he will go back to Spain. Main explanations is because he was born in Spain, relatives are from Spain, girlfriend from Spain, and began his footballing career in Spain. And don't forget, 5 years ago, he was close to joining Real Madrid, but due to a fax machine, the deal never materialised. But David De Gea, like I said to you before, has won everything domestically at the football club, and he has won individual awards reflecting on his good run of performances. And De Gea has made 405 appearances for us in all competitions, and 300 odd of those appearances have come in the Premier League. Last September, De Gea signed a 4-year deal with the club worth 375 grand a week. But I think Solskjaer's got to put Dean Henderson as our number one for this season. Because I do believe now that he's reliable enough to become our number one, and he has got that experience behind him, because he did enjoy 2 years on loan with Sheffield United, and I've got to say he was Sheffield United's player of the season. But Solskjaer did recently say that Dean Henderson is not yet ready to become number one. There has been positivity coming out regarding Dean Henderson recently, because it said he is close to signing a 4-year contract with Man United worth £100,000 a week. So that will make him one of the highest paid goalkeepers in the world, and he'll keep him under contract with Man United till 2024. And I do believe there's also an option of a further year. Dean Henderson needs to be number one. Like I said, Romero's our backup, but Romero's obviously open to leaving Manchester United in this summer transfer window. Says that Everton, Chelsea and Leeds are interested in him. Last season, Romero played in all our League Cup games. He played in all our FA Cup games prior to the semi-final. And I think he played in all our Europa League games prior to the semi-final. Romero's kept 39 clean sheets in 61 games for the club. Just got under a year left on his contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for a further year. Romero has enjoyed 5 years with Manchester United and that. I just want to say as well that Solskjaer has put 3 players up for sale. And them 3 players are Phil Jones, Chris Smalling and Marcus Rojo. Obviously, they are 3 players that have definitely got to leave Manchester United. Obviously, Phil Jones has enjoyed, a good 9 years with the football club. He has been with us since the Alex Ferguson era. We got him from Blackburn, didn't we? Didn't we pay around 16 or 17 million pounds for him? But obviously he's out with injury at the moment. But Jones has sustained quite a few injuries as a Man United player. For us to sell Jones, we probably demand from 10 to 12 million. Marcus Rojo, I think he's now back at Manchester United, because don't forget he was recently out on loan with Estudiantes. Didn't really have a perception on him at Estudiantes because I didn't really watch him at Estudiantes, to be quite honest with you. Obviously, we got Rojo back in 2014 from Sporting Lisbon. We paid around £16 million in from Lisbon, yeah. Obviously, Rojo's made 122 appearances for Man United in all competitions. And he's got, is it a year or just under a year left on his current contract. And Chris Smalling, he was recently out on loan with Roma. Did very, very well on his loan spell with Roma. And I'm actually surprised that Roma did not extend his loan. Or they did actually try getting him permanently. But Roma obviously not willing to meet our asking price for Chris Smalling. Because I think we said around £20 million for Chris Smalling. But Solskjaer did reveal that he was in regular contact with Chris Smalling whilst he was out on loan with Roma. And he still insists that Smalling's got a future with Man United, because Smalling's enjoyed a good 9 or 10 years with the club, hasn't he? We got him from Fulham back in 2010. And I think he's still got a contract with us till 2022. I think Inter Milan are also interested in Smalling. I think Newcastle recently interested, but Chris Smalling turned down a move to Newcastle and that. But we're going to get rid of quite a few players in this summer transfer window. We're definitely going to get rid of Dalot as well. I don't think Diego Dalot is good enough to represent Manchester United. Obviously, we got him in Jose Mourinho's final transfer window. We paid £19 million in from Porto. Dalot has got a contract of us till 2023. Did recently say PSG and Barcelona are interested in him. Everton as well are interested in him. He did recently say Everton believe they can get him for around £10 million. Dalot last season made 11 appearances in all competitions, but I think he only made 1 start in the Premier League because he had back-to-back injuries last season, didn't he? Definitely Lingard. I think he'll stay at the football club despite definitely leave the football club. Sorry, despite Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanting him to stay. Solskjaer is an admirer of Jesse Lingard because Solskjaer coached Lingard as a youth player, and Lingard has been part of the club for several years. Lingard's just got under a year left on his Man United contract, but the club do have an option to extend it for the further year. These are few teams that are interested in Jesse Lingard. Andres Pereira, I'm also expecting him to leave the football club. Esporte Interactivo said the other week that Pereira is leaving despite Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wanting him to stay. Obviously, his agent has been talking with clubs in Germany, Portugal and Spain. Pereira's been part of the club for several years. He has been with us since 2012. Pereira has got a contract with us until 2023. Some United fans will say as well, we need to get rid of Eric Bailly. Not because he's a bad centre-half, he's just injury-prone. Eric Bailly's endured around 4 years with Man United. Some United fans will probably say as well, we need to get rid of Victor Lindelof. So we're going to get rid of more of the deadwood at the club, but if we do, our transfer budget will increase. Our transfer budget at the end of last season got revealed, and it says we've got around £140 million to spend. But we've seen a lot of players depart the football club since Solskjaer came in, obviously. Recent player to leave was Tahith Chon. He went out on loan to Werder Bremen. I think he went on a 10-month loan. But we made the right decision by putting him out on loan. So obviously he can get regular first-team football. Sanchez, a few weeks ago, joined Inter Milan permanently. And Inter Milan got him on a free. Obviously, Angel Gomez quite a few weeks ago. He joined Lille, but then immediately got put out on loan to Benfica, which is a Portuguese side. We had to get rid of Angel Gomez because obviously he was not willing to accept a new contract at Man United, and plus he wasn't getting a lot of first team opportunities. Obviously, this year we saw Ashley Young go to Inter Milan after he endured 8.5 years at the club. We saw Valencia leave the football club last summer after he endured 10 years with Man United. We saw Marcus Rojo go out on loan to Estudiantes in January, but he's now back. Smalling went out on loan to Rome last summer, but now he's back. Obviously, Darmian left the football club permanently last summer. He went to Parma. Herrera left last summer. He went to PSG on a free. And Fellaini left in January 2019. He was the first player to leave Man United under the Solskjaer era. And we saw Romelu Lukaku, of course, leave the football club last summer. He went to Inter Milan. I think there's some players that Manchester United should not have sold, like I mentioned on one of my videos the other day. We shouldn't have sold Lukaku. We shouldn't have got rid of Herrera. And maybe, we should have kept Angel Di Maria and that. But this summer transfer window is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's fourth transfer window as Manchester United manager, like I have already mentioned. He's already spent over £200 million at Man United because obviously last summer Solskjaer brought Daniel James and Wan-Bissaka and Harry Maguire in. And in January he brought Bruno Fernandes and Odion Ighalo in. Well, he brought Odion Ighalo on loan. We've also signed a few academy players. I think we recently got Marc Joado from Barcelona. And Filip Stevanovic from Partizan Belgrade, we got him for around €12 million. He's going to remain at Partizan Belgrade on loan for this season. Then he's going to officially join Man United in the summer of 2021, which is obviously next summer. It's obviously next summer. I think for this season as well, Luke Shaw will remain our first choice left back because obviously Luke Shaw is more experienced than Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams still enjoyed a very, very good season last season. It was his first season in the senior squad, weren't it? And I think maybe next year or two, Williams will become our first choice left back. But revert back to what I said regarding Luke Shaw, keeper's first choice left back. My only element of concern about Luke Shaw is that he is injury prone. Luke Shaw has endured 6 years with Man United. We got him from Southampton back in 2014 for around £30 million. But my perception on Solskjaer is that I have seen he has improved Man United, and I have seen improvements under Solskjaer. Like I've said, our recruitment's really, really improved under him because we have been criticised for several years, reflecting how poor our recruitment policy's been. Throughout the course of last season, Solskjaer promoted the youth well. His approach to the big games, well, a lot of the big games, were also very, very good. I think players have definitely improved under him. We've seen an upturn in form since January because we haven't lost in the league since January, but there is still improvements needed at the football club. I think there's certain players that have got to step up to the plate. There's aspects of our game that have got to improve. Solskjaer's decision making has also got to improve as well. But this season is the big test for Solskjaer. We'll be able to tell this season if he is the right manager and if he is the foreseeable future. Solskjaer's just got under 2 years left on his Man United contract. Obviously, like I said, he's been at the club now a good 19 months, or is it 19 and a half months? I think he's been permanent Man United manager for around, is it 16 and a half, 17 months now? He's been permanent Manchester United manager. But, like I said, we want to start winning trophies again because, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013. That was in Alex Ferguson's last season. We are the most successful team in Premier League history because obviously, won 20 titles and 13 of them are Premier Leagues. Obviously, in the entirety of our history so far, we won 45 trophies. Obviously, 38 of them trophies came under Ferguson. So we need to start competing and, try winning trophies. This is, what Manchester United do need to do. But Solskjaer is our fourth permanent manager since the Ferguson era. We have sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era, and obviously that was Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Mourinho. Obviously they weren't the right managers for Man United, that's why we sacked them. But, David Moyes, he's brought 2 players in, Van Gaal brought around 16 players in, and Jose Mourinho brought around 11 players into the club. And in the last 7 years, we've only won 3 trophies since Fergie left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and the League Cup under Mourinho. But I think a lot of the players we've brought in the last 7 years have not been the right calibre players for Man United. Like I've said before, we've made a lot of mistakes in the last 7 years, and that's one of the main explanations why we have been so inconsistent. Since like the Jose Mourinho era, we have been in the process of trying to get a director of football. We've been trying to get a director of football in. We've been a lot of problems with the club's ownership, the Glazers and Ed Woodward for several years. But Solskjaer has learned quite a lot, to be fair. I think now he's got that managerial experience behind him. Manchester United is the 3rd club in his managerial career. Before he was with us, he was with Molde. Won a few Norwegian titles there. And before he was with Molde, he was at Cardiff. Obviously enjoyed a very short tenure with Cardiff, but the main explanation he got sacked from Cardiff is because he ended up getting Cardiff relegated and that, But, So there's nothing much really more to say, guys. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless, and I'll see you all again very, very soon.